Hi everyone, Don Dodson from Dodson Designs, and today I'd like to show you some of the stuff that we've been working on in the shop, namely the Steampunk armor and the Steampunk Windup Girl harness that I made recently. And a lot of people have maybe seen little bits and pictures of it online, but I thought maybe a little close-up would be something we should Alright guys, so here we have the sort of faraway view of the Steampunk armor. It's really just a pauldron at this point. I do intend to add other pieces, and it's on my mannequin, Manny, who, yes, I named my mannequin. And it also has the cool leather hat that I made, Steampunk top hat that I made as well. So let's zoom in closer and see what's going on. I used a couple different ideas in terms of the design. Most pauldrons were designed to protect one or both, depending on the set, of a user. Usually their weapon arm, because ostensibly they'd have a shield in the other. And of course this is steampunk, so we're sort of mixing things up. So basically what I've done is I've taken these plates, and this is all fairly thick leather plate. It's about 7 to 9 inches, or 7 to 9 ounces, so it's like belt leather. So it is really almost real armor. And I hand tooled all these different designs on here, of course using those little metal stamps and chisels and such. So each one of these plates is articulated and moves on its own, so that there's flexibility. The design is something that I've sort of taken from a couple different sources. So I wanted to get the idea of like, what would a really luxurious gentleman wear at court, say, or if he was going to visit the king and queen. He wouldn't wear sort of battle-worn armor, he'd have sort of like dress armor. So that's the idea. So we have all the tooling that I've done all by hand, and then I've gone in and done differential dyeing and painting. It is not gold leaf, it is just gold paint, but it does accent, bring things out. So each one of those plates is done that way. And then we have this top plate, which is for custom by me, my very own idea that, well, if I'm a tinker, because, you know, I'm a leather worker, I'm always crafting cool stuff, then maybe I should have my own insignia of like, what did the Crafters Brigade or the Tinkers Brigade have in terms of an emblem? And that's what I came up with. So you've got the lightning bolt, the cross lightning bolt and wrench over a gear with the wings, because of course we would also work on airships and stuff like that. Kind of almost like a modern day engineers. So that's the idea, that's the design. Again, it's all handmade by me. And then even down here, we've got a design on the belt that helps support everything. And then we got one of these lovely little Celtic kind of touches to it. And then of course the belt goes around and attaches to the back. So that's the Steampunk pauldron that I made. Another thing that I'm really quite proud of is the Windup Girl, or the Windup harness. And the idea is that this would be a person who's an automaton, and we designed a harness that went over the person's outfit, their costume. My friend Jessica helped me to model this, and so it's going to look way less cool and glamorous on my mannequin. But it was something I wanted to do to sort of show, well, some of my skills. So of course we have the front, which is your basically a standard harness, and then of course I put in some tooling details. So we have all of that, of course, is hand tooled, and then I added a little bit of sort of this notion of electronics. We've got a gear, or I'm sorry, a gauge that I kind of made using some recycled parts. I like to upcycle lots of things as I make it, and again, it's all hand tooled. And then as we kind of come around the back, turn Manny around here, then we have the whole back of the harness. The key does turn and is removable. So we have the back portion, and I'll take the key out, And then we can see that, again, I added some tooling on there, and then a lot of upcycled and recycled parts. This is a flange or a trim piece to a lamp for a ceiling. And then we can actually open it up, and there are things that are going on inside there, sort of mystical things. I just sort of call it the flux capacitor. But I intend to, this is sort of phase 1.5 of the project. I intend to actually add some gearing in there and a ratchet sound, as well as maybe even the idea of making it move. And of course we have another gauge in there that eventually I'll have hooked in there so it appears that it does stuff. So these are just some of the projects that I'm really proud of. I'll probably try to include in this video, if I can, pictures of what it looked like on the person. Thanks for watching these videos. I appreciate it. Have a great day.